It's rolling.
Sure
Everything's rolling.
Conceal your identity. Make sure your fingerprints.
It's YK on the track. About to show you how to rap. In fact, it's like that. Yo, I get it popping like a cork is. You better forfeit, abort it. Screws loose, but I torque it when recording. My words hit with the force of a horse kick. I'm more sick than a junkie on the floor is. Reporting. Live from the trap, where we never forfeit, we survive and adapt. If you got a warrant, you got a ride in the back. And if you helping someone out, you get a knife in the back. I live a life like that, you lose your life like that. If I ever lose a stack, I get it right back. I'm nice like that, I don't check the price like that. I don't cutting up the bread, I get my slice like that. Precise like that, double up twice like that. Man, my pocket's so small, I put some ice on it.
Alright, and then Jesse's gonna sit on that one, I guess.
So, 2 stories. Keep them short. So, okay. I have a thing where on birthdays, weird stuff just always happens. And I don't know why this is the case, but it's the case. So, I wound up on my 2nd birthday. I wound up on my 32nd birthday being in jail. And it was the longest amount of time that I had ever spent in jail at that point. It's the longest I've ever spent in jail yet.
How do you keep track?
By counting very carefully. Trust me. Every day that you're in there, you definitely know. Mostly. So, I had gotten picked up I was riding a bike. And I had a needle on me, and I was there riding a bike to go meet a drug dealer somewhere in Miamisburg. And a cop pulls up and sees me clearly disheveled at 8:30 on a Sunday morning, sitting on a random person's lawn on a corner where a drug dealer told me to wait for them on a bike, which would have looked way more normal if I was in a car, like a normal person going to buy drugs. But I was not. I was on a bike. So he immediately spots me, like, trying not to vomit because I'm super dope sick, and pulls me over, however you pull someone over on a... He walked up to me, I guess we'll call it, and immediately knew that something was off. And I was just like, I'm just here to meet my friend to go to church. School. I had just the worst excuse. He could see I was sick. He could see I was not dressed in any sort of way to go to any sort of church. He's like, oh, you going in slippers? That's nice. So I ended up at a certain point realizing I have a needle in my pocket as I'm talking to this officer right now. Now, if you have a clean needle on you, it's not necessarily a crime. But if a policeman can in any way connect that needle to drug use through, let's say, residue, you're fucked. That now becomes drug abuse instruments. It now becomes paraphernalia of some kind, right? So he asks me a question about the bike, and I get this brilliant idea that I'm going to take the needle out of my pocket and slide it into the handle of the bike, right? Which has no plastic guard on it, by the way, because why would my bike have that? Like a proper handle? No shot. So as I'm sliding this in and I'm like setting the bike down, I realize now it's just a needle sitting open in a hole that he can clearly see. It's not going that far inside of it, and this is a terrible idea. And he looks at me and goes, really? Really? And I was like, I'm sorry, sir. And I kid you not, I literally just looked at him and I just went, I put my hands behind my back. I just knew this is it. I'm going straight to jail. He did not miss a beat. He just went click, boom, put me right in the car. But at that moment, for some reason, just because of the way that it had happened, because of the way I was sort of treating him, it was like we built an instant rapport. Because I did something stupid, but I didn't try and like fuck with him after it. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up in the back of this guy's car. I'm driving off to jail. It's just for a needle. I have 0 other charges. And by the way, to this day, I still have 0 other charges on my record so far. I have no felonies. That's the real good news, okay? No felonies. So part of my problem was, as I'm going to jail, I begin to realize, like, I'm super dope sick right now. And like, when you're going to jail to get processed, that's 24 hours minimum. And that's if you get absolutely lucky and hit everything perfectly and like have someone to bail you out and all of that. So I know I'm in for, I can't describe to you what it's like, the frantic feeling of knowing as time goes on, you're going to continue to feel worse than you've ever felt in your life. Physical and mental anguish that only grows and never recedes. And you know that it's going to last a minimum of 2 weeks. Maybe 10 days if you really thug it out. 10 days. But it's going to last a long time. Think about how long 10 days is. Now think about you feeling the most anxious and the most horrible that you've ever felt in your life. Have you ever had that moment? Okay, so have you ever had that moment when you're like on the toilet for some reason and you like have diarrhea or something wrong with your stomach and you're just like pleading with God. You're just like, please let this pass. And when it does, you're back to normal and you're fine. Imagine if you're in that state where you're just like, please let this pass, and it does not pass. And you're like, oh, only 10 more days to go. And you can't sleep through it. You can't black it out or make it go away. Nothing's entertaining. You can't talk about it. And this is the craziest thing. All I could do was chug coffee, which you would not think that you would want, but my God, if I could have injected it, I would have. You would just chug coffee and you would like eat candy and shit like that, and you would just shiver and you just suffer. It was just horrible. I knew that's what I was in for. When you do that in jail, it can be particularly brutal because you also have to be aware and conscious and kind to the people around you. My first night of really detoxing, people were hitting me and saying stuff to me because I could not stop moaning. Like I was in that much anguish that I'm going, ah! And making that noise was the only kind of like slight relief that I got. And I know I'm in a room. They took me to the medical ward. They did not take me to the regular jail. My God, look at me. They took me straight to West 11. They're like, something's definitely wrong with this one. Take him to the medical one. And everybody in there knows I'm suffering because I'm yelling out in a room full of 150 people, 200 people, ah! In the middle of the night. All night. People were not happy. But they knew what I was going through, and a lot of them had gone through it too. So, I don't know. I said people hit me. That's not really the case. They kind of just were just like, dude, you know what I mean? It didn't hit me. They just were like, stop. And I would have been too. It must have been horrible, but I made it through that night. I did not eat much the next day. They give you, oh dude, the best thing about jail used to be, they've even ruined this part because they have to take everything good, is cakes and flakes, bro. If you go to Montgomery County, bro, you know about cakes and flakes. So in the morning, they give you these 2 like breakfast cakes. And because everything you have in there is just pure shit, like when you get something that's not, it really stands out. So we would get these 2 cakes and you would get like, it's on a flat cafeteria tray like you had like when you were a kid. And then they would pour like dry cereal into one of the other things. And you get like a little carton of 6 ounces of like expired milk, a little 4-ounce thing of juice concentrate that tastes, completely foul. Like, you can tell that nothing is not expired. Nothing. It's all donations based stuff, all of that. And they go through the same provider for all of that food. And it's a provider, actually, the one that serves the jail is the same one that I think serves Sinclair Community College. I think it's the same company. Huh? Kroger. No, it's a catering company. I can't remember the name of them at the moment, but I used to work for them. It starts with a C, and it's like Celebrate or something like that, but it's not that. It's
Probably celibate.
Celibate, yeah. No. What? It's called gay. That's called gay for the stay, buddy. So, as I'm in jail, there's somebody there that I meet, which we can actually go meet. He's in the neighborhood right now. We'll go meet him later if you want. I'm not playing. His name's Milo Washington III. And he was a crazy character. He was like 2'9", but you felt when he was talking to you like he was 10'2". I don't know how to put it. Like, he just was like real big dick energy. And like, I didn't realize exactly why until there's one day when he gets out of the shower and he goes, Ryan! And I was like, what? And like, then he doesn't, he only said my name once. Then he said like the nickname that they had for me or whatever. And they would call me like Cobain, because everybody thought at the time they looked like Kurt Cobain or they would call me Jesus Cobain sometimes. But I looked over at him and he goes, yeah, and he rips off his towel and he starts swinging his dick back and forth. He has the most giantest elephant trunk of a fucking dick, is smacking from knee to knee, bro. I mean, it is just giant. Just swinging it openly, and he's like, you like that shit? Woo! And I was like, no, I'm okay, thank you. But no one made a big deal out of it or like beat him up or like said anything. Like, it was like, whatever. And like, I know there was gay people really in there, like for real. This dude named Joseph, and he became like my best friend while we were in there. No one fucked with him at all. I mean, except in secret. Oh no, they did. That's the whole thing. Gay for the stay. And I'm telling you, it's the people that you would think no way type thing. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know how to explain it, but then they get out and they're perfectly straight. Like, for real. People just have some closed minds, to be honest. I don't even know. But as it's coming up, I'm just saying, as it's coming up, I end up being there. I'm at 32 days, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm here for a misdemeanor 3. I have been in the jail. My bail is $50. I was in jail for 32 days on a $50 bond. He didn't know. He didn't know at all, bro. Well, that's the thing. I couldn't call out. You get 1 or 2 free calls or whatever, right? And if you get those and anyone picks up, you're done. That's it. So better hope that person fucking helps you. I don't know Jesse's number off the top of my head. Whose number do you know? Whose number do you know?
Mom's.
Right. I know my mom's old number. So I dialed some outdated number and some lady did answer, but she's like, I don't want to talk to nobody from the Montgomery County Jail. Click. There's my call. I have no other call credits. Done. Stuck. No money. No way to get money on my books. Nothing. That means, dude, I couldn't get deodorant in there the whole time. So, I mean, I started a small business where I was like, I taught people about the Bible. I kid you not. I had a little mini class about the Bible, and people will pay in like soups, right? So I would just charge 1 soup to listen. That was it. And I'd end up getting, 4 or 5 people sit there, and I'd do like an hour lecture. It was really cool. But as it came up on my birthday, I started to realize, dude, I'm going to be stuck in here for my 33rd birthday in jail for a misdemeanor 3 for 33 days. And on my 33rd day in jail, I had my 33rd birthday. And Milo got everybody together, and they put together from their own stuff that they ordered off their books little snack cakes that they molded together into a larger looking birthday cake. On top of it, they made these little candles with little paper wicks, but they weren't like wicks. They were just little pieces of paper that were made to like catch air. And they all, I kid you not, in jail in West 1-1, they all gathered around and he had everyone sing happy birthday to me. They gave me a cake. I blew out the candles and everybody gave me a little present, like a coffee packet or something like that. Everybody. And it was like this moment of just realizing like, you cannot hold me down. You can put me in jail. You can put me in boarding school. You can put me wherever you want to put me, man. Like, I'm going to connect with people and I'm going to find authentic, real love and connection no matter what. You cannot stop me. And it just made me so much less scared. Like, I'm just not scared of that anymore. And it's like, that moment for me really crystallized, like, I'm tougher than I gave myself credit for. Do you know what I mean? I can survive more than I thought. That was my 33rd birthday.
And then the earth turned 10,001.
That's what Mr. Phillips said.